I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
And be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn & Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
We see you. Be your creative self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
I chose
The NWAC would like to thank Baden for supplying the developing and producing the highest quality products in sports and is driven by what is right for athletes. Baden, perform better. Well, good evening. The sun set, and it sure set rather quickly down here in Tacoma and at Starfire Sports, where we are set for a real doozy of a third semifinal game as the Pierce Raiders take on the Tacoma Titans in the first of our NWAC men's semifinals. We'll be right back after this. And we are back moments away from kickoff. And this, two of these Western region teams coming into tonight. The Raiders 8-6-2 overall, 5-6-1 in that West region play. The Titans 18-1-2, 10-1-1 in Western region play. Most importantly, the Raiders faced the Titans 3 times during the regular season. They lost all 3 contests. They allowed 13 goals and they scored twice. So the Raiders looking to buck the trend of the regular season performance against Tacoma, and we'll see if they're able to do that. Teams just working their way through the introductions here.
Number 25, Raul Ramirez Sala. Number 27, Carlos Rodriguez.
And Tacoma
Number 98, Brian
had an interesting path to get here.
Number 99,
they had to take down Everett 3-1 and then knock out the South #1 seed Southwest Oregon. They drew that game 2-2, wound up advancing 4-1 on penalty kicks. Pierce, on the other hand, wound up beating Peninsula, the North #2 seed, in overtime 2-1, and then a 3-0 win on the road at Walla Walla. And to make it now, these two teams squaring off for a chance to advance to the NWAC championship game. Tacoma last made it to the championship game back in 2016. And Pierce, from what I can see here, the last trip to an NWAC championship game was back in 1993. So it's been a long time coming. But Pierce will do what they can against the Titans here tonight. And welcome in now Dave Morris. And Dave, so far it's been a great day of soccer, both the women's semifinal games.
A little rivalry game. Both teams are out of that the West division.
Yeah, we just gone over Pierce's record against Tacoma during the regular season, and certainly they'll be trying to reverse that trend. They had 3 cracks at them and couldn't get anything done in any of those. But you know, the funny thing and the thing that we saw in both the women's contests earlier is once you hit postseason, anything can happen.
Yeah, it's not. You know, whatever happened earlier in the season's kind of out the window. Now you get to see how it goes. So it'll be interesting. Then Highline taking on Whatcom at 8. Their men's team will be hoping for a little more luck. Peninsula, you know, they did a really great job sitting back defensively and made the chance they created count. That's all you can ask for. You get in a playoff game like this.
Number 15, Zach Eklund.
And Pierce this is a big step up for them making it to the Final Four. They had to beat Peninsula away in overtime in that first round. But going to Walla Walla, picking up a 3-0 win. This is a team that's coming together at the right time.
The NWAC would like to thank Highline College for hosting the NWAC Soccer Championships. Many staff and volunteers helped make this event a success.
And meanwhile, here you have Tacoma getting past Everett in the first round, and then going to SWAC all the way to Coos Bay and winning on penalties. So these are 2 teams that had the tough road, and they're here today. So.
His assistants are Jason Jerkson.
Kind of the only irony of the situation is that the #1 team in the West, Highline, is also going to play in the other semifinals. So the West has more or less
three of the 4 spots belong to the West. So Whatcom's going to try to hold up the bargain for the entire rest of the NWAC coming out of the North.
Yeah, and it's sort of one of the great things about this conference is the NWAC is far and away the largest JUCO conference in the United States in terms of member schools, 36 colleges. are a part of it, and for soccer, it creates a pretty intricate league.
It's a terrific little league. You got 36 teams, 4 regions. Nationally, you've got the California JUCOs. There's I think about 70 or 80 that play there in the California circuit, and then the NJCAA has on the women's side about 114, 120 teams in Division I, and then another, I think it was about 80 in Division III. So it's an interesting situation where there's no, the NCAA or the NAIA, the West, Northwest, and California participate in junior college. This is it for the upper Northwest. So makes it nice. You get a chance to have a final in Starfire, a big event. I mean, you're under the lights. Pretty exciting stuff. You've got Cliff McGrath in the booth helping the officials. It's just a really fun thing. So pretty exciting to see Highline graduate and current Evergreen player Mitch Ballmer down in the stands getting ready to watch. He's a Highline alum. He'll be watching his team in the next game.
Before we begin, we don't have starting lineups for you. The turnaround for tournament time is pretty tight here, so we actually didn't have a chance, and I'm not even sure that the scorers table had a chance to get a starting 11 out of our respective head coaches. So bear with us these first couple minutes of the match. We're going to get it all ironed out for you.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But should be a good game. I know that for Tacoma, traditionally, they've kind of had it over Pierce. I know you went through all the different results and the fact that they've beaten them 3 times this year already. So they're coming in as a heavy favorite, but you get to this point in the year, Pierce has had 2 straight really strong results. And coming out of that West region, where every one of those games is just a dogfight. I always feel bad for Puget Sound, right across the street from us at Evergreen. They have a strong program, but they just never get any chances to get out of the league. I mean, you're playing, Tacoma twice, Highline twice. If you're trying to get better, that's 4 games that are challenging right off the bat.
Fans, don't forget to check out the official tournament merchandise for T-shirts, sweatshirts, Under Armour gear, and more. Everything's fully customizable. Get your tournament gear today. Supplies are limited. Visit nwacstore.com/NWAC. The Raiders will take the opening kickoff. They are over the ball. That's Joshua Jarba, sophomore out of Auburn Riverside, up top to start things off.
Tacoma pulling out the grays today.
We're underway. Early miscue out of the Pierce Raiders.
You're going to see high pressure and a lot of confidence out of Tacoma.
Raiders look to have come out in a 4-2-3-1. This is Tacoma.
I think Tacoma's probably in a 4-3-3. Yep, 2 6s in the back, and then one attacking mid.
Mark Filomonov tied up on the near side.
And by Gilbert De La Luz, Franklin Pierce graduate.
One thing we can both agree on, Dave, is there are some great names on both these rosters.
And some pretty good diversity. They got a kid from Tsurigashima, Japan for Tacoma, and on the bench someplace is a kid from Kinshasa, from Democratic Republic of Congo. So a little international flair.
It
on
is
the men's side.
It is one of the great things about the collegiate game and how global it is. You know, you see that a little bit with collegiate basketball, but really soccer is the one sport that you do see that level of engagement from international students going, oh, yeah, we played soccer at a pretty high level where I'm from. Let me come be a part of your program.
Yeah, I think it's actually soccer and women's volleyball is the if you look at the top end of women's volleyball in the NAIA or in Division I, you'll see, Brazilians, Japanese players, really good players from around the world. But yeah, absolutely, the international component in soccer is hard to ignore. And the development of American soccer has been really terrific because there was a time, where the joke was if you were a college coach, if you had a hard time communicating with your team, you're probably pretty good. And nowadays, international players certainly can have some success, but, if you don't have strong players locally, you're not going to be able to compete. So just points to the really huge development of the game in the United States. Good ball. Rubikar Toure from West Anchorage, Alaska, playing in that central striker role for Tacoma right now.
Strike from range.
That was Masa Fukushima from Tsurugashima, Japan, stepping up to take that. So far, possession's been pretty much all Tacoma. And number 9 for Pierce, Joshua Jarba, looks like he's going to be cutting a little bit of an isolated figure up top for Pierce today. We'll see how that continues. First foul of the game.
Austin Stafford thought that he'd secured the ball cleanly when he left his foot a little bit high.
Has there ever been a foul in a men's game where the guy who committed the foul thought it was a foul?
Not that I've seen.
Yeah, even if they do, they're not going to admit it.
It's Fukushima on the restart.
Lofted ball in.
Bryant heads it back out.
Good win by Pierce there to clear that. They didn't completely clear their lines, but they got it out of the 18. Pierce is definitely a little bit more of a local flavor to their roster. Clever little combination.
Gilbert Delaluz trying the ball in there.
Masa Fukushima seems to be the guy for Tacoma who makes it go. Just little flicks, combinations. Really helps them keep possession. But right now, Pierce has done a good job of keeping the pressure on the Tacoma players and not really letting them turn that possession into penetration.
Austin Stafford wants Bryant. He fights off Delaluz. My ball was looking for Jarba.
Created a turnover, and now Pierce gets a throw in deep in the Tacoma end. Marco Santos was a little bit unlucky there, the initial pass, and then they got a little bit of the rub of the green there.
Looks like he's going to leave this, I believe, for Jordan Newman, who's going to wind up a long throw. Again, that transition from the concrete to the turf, difficult. Still gets it away. Over the head of Jarba, though. Delaluz.
Full body tackles early on today.
I felt that one all the way up here, Dave.
Yeah, you could hear it too.
Stafford drives in the cross.
Speaking of full body challenges, Jarba got got hit there. He wasn't all that close to the ball and had a defender kind of flatten him.
Dave, you think these guys remember playing against each other during the regular season?
Yeah, that's the one thing you really worry about, actually, kind of as a former ice hockey player, too. You play each other 4 or 5 times. Like, the 4th or 5th time is a little nastier than the 1st or 2nd. So you'd think some of those slights from the first couple games or guy that got away from you, they'll remember that. It's going to be important for the officials to be really consistent and make sure it's really clear what the lines are.
This is Boubacar Torre. Sliding
Torre's
challenge
in.
there. That one
what
almost
a great save.
rolls.
That's the first corner of the day, and Torre got in. He spun number 17, Tate Hamlet, for Pierce. Hamlet recovered about as well as you can. Gave him a hard time, but a great play coming off his line there by the keeper.
This is Alex Whiting for the outswinger. Lofted ball in. Keeper comes out and collects.
A little too soft by Tacoma there, easily collected by, I assume, Carlos Rodriguez. Is that right? We're not sure who the goalkeeper's wearing an unnumbered jersey, so.
Well, I think there is a number on that. I think it's white on neon yellow. It's just, it's not that it's not there, it's that it's illegible.
Ah. Little flick by Pierce, and Tacoma able to get on it. Pierce, really their first sustained possession of the game. Right here, Santos tries to break through. Deflected shot, pulled down by Tacoma, put back across the face of goal, cleared out, and number 7, Austin Stafford, drives forward for Pierce. Gives it to Gerba, looking for the return pass. He's going to get on the end of it, slides to keep it in.
Bryant holds it in on the byline. Jarba
going 1-on-3, tried to slip between defenders, and Tacoma closed the door on that one. Tacoma works across, and Fukushima tried to make a run into space there. DiCarlo coming central. Now they bring it back and they take long diagonal.
Looking for De La Luz. Can't bring it down.
De La Luz made a great run at the far post, met a perfect, inch-perfect pass, and just tried to work a little bit of a volley there at full gallop, and I think his imagination overtook his technique there just a little bit.
Now a wide ball from Misael Alfaro. Alfaro has spun his man and winds up committing a foul, trying to recover.
He spun the first guy, but the second guy got over there and got his body across the top.
Whether you want to advance your career, complete a degree, or earn your high school diploma, Clark College can help you reach your goals.
So Alex Greenleaf, we're told, in the goal here out of Wilson High School from Tacoma. Is in goal for Pierce. It's already been called upon to make one pretty spectacular foot save. Just got a skate to it, and then did a great job picking up a cross or picking up that corner.
Fukushima.
I think we're going to be calling that name a lot in the center of the park today for Tacoma.
Whiting works his way in and wins another corner.
He dragged his way past 2 defenders, earns a corner. See if they can get a little bit more out of this one. And the big bodies get into the box for Tacoma.
Alex Whiting on the corner kick for TCC.
Johnny Gibula, homeschooled defender, gets deep in the box there. One of the big bodies, but once again, Pierce wins the first ball on that corner. gets headed clear, but Tacoma with an opportunity to come right back in.
And Gabula, an interesting figure for more than just his height. Played NPSL ball for the Kitsap Pumas last season.
There you go.
Tony Corrado. Bryant isolates, can't clear off his own man. Boubacar Torre. Torre goes square for Whiting. Whiting drives toward goal, and Greenleaf happy to have that come right at him.
Yep, Greenleaf was in good, he was positioned well. And honestly, as a defender, like that's the kind of shot when you think about organizing a defense, they were able to pitch seam central, best pass was out wide. As long as you're defending well, the keeper can trust that you've got the far post covered, because that's going to be a pass. So you cut the goal in half basically, and the keeper's going to look good on that kind of a shot most of the time. You got to really hammer it if you're going to get it past him.
Grant Cox up to Whiting.
Deleuze making that run at the far post, but Greenleaf steps up easily and cuts that ball out, distributes, finds Tyler Bryant on the outside. Bryant gets shut down, but Pierce retains possession.
Stafford, Filimonov. Bryant pulls it back. Filimonov on the underlap. Tried to make a fool out of Johnny Gabula. And Gabula has got those big, long legs. It's tough to sneak anything by a guy like that.
Oh, yeah. He didn't have a lot of good options, so that was probably a good choice to try that. And here comes Tacoma again.
Whiting pushes it wide for DiCario. DiCario, lofted ball. Torre there at the back post.
Yeah, Tacoma, all the runners for Tacoma had sort of finished their runs and were in a little bit too deep on that cross. There wasn't really anybody waiting for a far post run. Kind of the old saw about how it's only space till you run into it. There's a good touch, a little combination give and go. Not sure what number that was coming in the box.
I think that was number 16, Roman Beaufortigue. Man from France.
The man from France. That was a very cultured run. Used a couple players to ball pass off of and eliminate defenders. Got himself about 12 yards from goal. Pierce managed to pinch the seams off and just crowd him out. But once again, Tacoma looking dangerous on the attack.
Torre through a couple of defenders.
A shot. And Pierce goes to ground there. Worked that time, but that's a lot of commitment in a dangerous area there.
That was Colin Springs.
And he went down pretty early.
15 minutes in here. And already for Tacoma, a couple of options, some opportunities that opened up.
Two good chances, a couple of pair of corners. They haven't really gotten anything out of those corners.
Now for Jarba. Corrado fights him off the ball.
Jarba's gotten in behind Corrado a couple of times. They haven't been able to play a ball that allowed him to be dangerous, but he has found a little pocket there. I don't know if it's one thing to find a pocket, it's another thing to get served in that pocket. And here goes Corrado the other way with a lot of room.
Pushed it in toward DiCario.
DiCario knocked it back to him. He could have let that go too.
Beaufortigue for Torre.
I don't think he realized Torre was behind him. Kind of that second run.
Grant Cox. Wide to Whiting.
Whiting with all kinds of time on the outside.
One cross is knocked away by Jordan Newman.
Here's Fukushima. Beats the defender. Kind of ends up in a 1v1 in the corner. He'll be content to just take the throw in.
Walla Community College athletes follow traditions of excellence in soccer, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball, golf, and rodeo.
Takes a second to go get the ball here.
It's a long way to play.
Yep, I think the ball's barely been out of bounds. The first 15 minutes went by at a gallop here. Now you've got a Pierce player down, number 14.
That's Tyler Bryant.
Tyler Bryant. He's gonna come off. Looks like he's got a little bit of an ankle complaint. That's going to bring on number 27, Carlos Rodriguez, who's listed as a goalkeeper. And you can see why, because he's 6 feet tall.
Well, he's listed as a goalkeeper who has 13 goals and 2 assists on the year.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe, you know, a little bit of Iron Man going on.
Well, if you're a good goalkeeper, you're one of the best athletes on your team, right?
Stands to reason. Speaking of which, Greenleaf goes up, went to tip that ball. The referee says it already crossed the goal line.
Yep, in behind for a goal kick. First quarter hour down, Tacoma looked dangerous. They've already created one clear-cut chance.
Corrado.
As Torre got in on the left side there, but Greenleaf came up big. Here goes
Jarba down the near side. Beaufortigue is there, and Beaufortigue has hacked down Joshua Jarba.
A little overly robust there, I would say. He took a nibble at him once. Jarba rode out the tackle and kept the ball, so he did it again.
Well, you have to imagine that in a set-piece situation like this, they're looking to put this right on the forehead of Carlos Rodriguez.
Well, that's certainly one target, although to me there's a lot of big bodies in the box, and you've got Santos standing just outside there. And I would wonder about Santos, making a little run and trying to readjust the angle here, but they're not. They're just going to serve it far post.
Stafford sends it in on
low.
the ground.
Yep. Tacoma dealt with that pretty well. Not a bad idea. Pierce trying to get across the body of the first defender, do something with it. They didn't succeed, but worth a try early in the game.
Alfaro winning the throw-in on the far sideline.
Yeah, and Pierce is able, when they get down into the attacking third, they're able to hold possession and combine and do some things. They haven't really created a chance yet, but they're not reduced to just turning the ball over. Another long throw. Well done by Tacoma to defend that cross and not concede a corner.
Austin Stafford is actually off the field on the right edge of your screen. He's gone down holding his ankle. Meanwhile, play continues, but he's not in the field of play, so there's no moral obligation to stop for him.
Right, it's just 10 on 11 right now.
Fukushima. Stafford's limped his way back onto the field now, and now he'll go down in the opposing penalty area. And Pierce will roll the ball out the far touchline.
Not really sure what happened.
It was on that through ball that there was a collision on the byline.
Oh, yeah, he ran it out.
Apply now to get a jump on classes and financial aid. Application is easy and free. Visit www.centralia.edu for details.
He's got to come off, so we're maybe
well, if the trainers haven't come on to attend
to him.
He
can stay on. Yep.
Looks like that's what he wants to do, although there's a sub waiting for him. And they're going to wave away the sub, so Stafford will look to continue. And Tacoma doing the right thing, just playing the ball back to Pierce.
Yeah, we've gotten to the point where really at the college level, and I think really at the high school level almost all the time, that's a no-brainer now. There used to be a moment of suspense there. But I think we've joined the rest of the world on that.
Everywhere except for apparently my adult rec league games. There's no faster way to earn my ire.
Yeah, adult rec league's still a good place for
shenanigans.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Ball to the near side for Jarba. He's got Filimonov on the overlap. He'll pick him out. Rodriguez in the middle. Sliding challenge from Corrado. That ball pops up and will sail.
It's going to be a goal kick. Pierce is a little confused as to how that ball deflected and became a goal kick. I'm kind of right there with him, to be honest. And yet, there it is.
.22nd minute now.
The pace of the game's kind of slowed down a little bit as both teams. They were looking, I think Tacoma was looking to blitz Pierce, just get this thing over with. Pierce survived that. Now Tacoma has to settle down for a siege. And that's blocked by Alfaro. Pierce's defense is becoming a little more organized and stout as now that they've seen 20 minutes of the rhythm, they've adapted to the pace.
Ball up looking for Torre. Blasted back by Greg.
Well, and to be fair, I think adding a big, tall striker gives Jarba a chance to combine and do some things. He was plowing a lonely road there when he was up by himself. Now you've got Rodriguez up there, and he's got somebody to combine and play off who can bring the ball down and lay him in. And it looks like he's more than happy to be a part of that. And Pierce showing they're really classic both teams are in a really classic 4-3-3 shape right now. Although I think the reality is as the game goes on, Alfaro is a more defensive player as a winger on the left, and then Jarba is the more attacking player on the right. It's almost like an offset 4-4-2.
A square restart to Filimonov.
Yeah, and he's got a 2v2 over there. Jarba tries to play it through, out for a throw-in, and here comes the long throw from Filimonov. No, maybe not.
It'll be Newman who will try to whip it in.
Yeah. Yep, there's a long throw from somebody when they start doing that.
Has to keep the gloves in his mouth when he's doing it. Got to secure the grip on the ball.
And he gets it.
Rodriguez.
Not quite as far up.
Back.
Still in play.
Brewer comes for it. He's going to get the benefit of the free kick.
As a former goalkeeper, I love that call. As a coach, I'm not as enamored with it. He went through two guys, couldn't hang on to the ball. Okay, that's a foul. You're like, I don't know what those guys could have done besides just move out of the way to not get called for a foul.
Leave it long enough, the rules of the game may go that way. Follow the NWAC on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest NWAC news. Also visit nwacsports.org for the most recent information on schedules, scores, stats, and more.
There's Rodriguez finding Alfaro wide on the wing, dropping in, and some sustained possession from Pierce. Rodriguez couldn't quite get around the defender there to keep the ball in.
Rodriguez and Gabula, the only two guys on the field who could make one another look normal-sized.
I was thinking on that long throw, that's the second long throw from Pierce, and they get it almost as far as Highline does on the women's side. Not quite, but close.
Yeah, Hannah Jenkins.
Yeah, she gets it in the middle of the box.
Highline women's team upended 1-0 by Peninsula in our second semifinal game earlier today, and just was a great free-flowing contest.
What a great match. That's the fourth year in a row that they've met here at the end of the season, and now they've split it 2-2. And I would make the case that the team that's had the run of play 4 years in a row has lost all four.
Well, soccer can be a funny game that way.
That's what you say when you're an announcer. When you're a coach, you say other things that you don't want to repeat on television or YouTube.
You can say those here if we're on tape delay. Todd, are we on tape delay? No, we're not on tape delay. Okay. Jarba down the near side.
Jarba was about a half step from getting loose there. Tony Corrado went down. He got all ball. But we've got a... I think he's got well, I thought it was a cramp, but the way they were holding it, but maybe not.
Pierce College offers more than 60 programs of study.
I think that's Lucas Gregg.
The nation's premier community colleges. Apply online at www.pierce.edu.
Yep, it's a cramp. No?
Pierce College.
No.
Realized.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's the thing you like to see in soccer the least. A guy who goes down, not near the ball, and the trainer comes out and starts pulling on his lower leg. That is not what you want to see, ever. And it is what we're looking at. So hopefully it's a false alarm, but I think you're going to have a minute to do a couple more of those.
Speaking of which, Centralia College is your college for associate degrees, bachelor's degrees, and job training. Apply now to get a jump on classes and financial aid. Application is easy and free. Visit www.centralia.edu for details. Centralia College. Go boldly. Well, the injury bug just seems to have hit Pierce kind of early on in this one. Had some trouble with Austin Stafford. Now some trouble with Lucas Gregg.
And, I think this one he's going to get replaced. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to be able to continue.
And it was, just strange.
Well, that's the classic. That's the classic. ACL kind of knee thing. You hate to say that. I mean, I don't have any idea really from here, but you go down. There's nobody around, so it's like it was something where he planted and twisted a little bit, and the test that the trainer just did is a test of your knee ligaments. So I don't know what the injury is, but it's definitely a knee. And given the way he went down, you'd expect that to be something that they're going to at least be investigating, and I wouldn't expect to see him. Flip side is you can get scared and come back in 5 minutes.
We'd like to remind you that Baden is the official match ball provider of the NWAC Championships. Committed to developing and producing the highest quality products in sports. Baden's driven by what is right for athletes. Baden, perform better. Bit of a stoppage there. 29th minute when we'll come back to it. It'll be a corner kick for Pierce.
There's an extra ball on the field there somehow.
And it's definitely not one of the match balls either.
No, just somebody was playing around with it, I think. It's really Pierce's first chance to whip a ball in. No, second.
Newman to the far post. Rodriguez fighting his way to the header. And now it's De La Luz.
Rodriguez may be a big guy, but he's not head and shoulders above anybody there, and they put him off fairly easily. But Pierce shut the counter down.
Fukushima. DiCario, Torre applying pressure.
Yeah, DiCario had two seams, and Torre picked one, and DiCario picked the other for that pass. But it was a nice little 3-on-2 break, and Tacoma continues to look really dangerous on the ball.
Pierce has inserted Rogelio Hernandez at center back. This is DiCario going through for Whiting. Whiting pushes it across for Greenleaf, and Torre turns it in. 30th minute, Tacoma up 1-0.
Yeah, that's a really tough situation for Pierce. You lose your center back, and for the next few minutes until you bed that substitute in, that's not someone who's played a lot there. It's a high-stakes game, and sure enough, before he has a chance to settle, Tacoma's in all alone on goal, 1-0, right at the half-hour mark.
It's a 25th goal of the season for Boubacar Torre.
And really that puts Pierce into a very difficult situation looking at a comeback. They can't have a ton of confidence in their ability to come back and answer the bell against Tacoma. And for Tacoma, a little burst of energy now, and it's really for Pierce. Can they hold off and prevent a second goal, while you're still trying to kind of sort out your back line with the substitute?
Stafford picks up the ball on his own defensive third.
Finds Jerba. This gives him a little chance of possession. Give the back line a chance to settle a little bit.
Jarbo waves off Filimonov, drives in across.
Corner.
Hits it straight off Colton Says.
Kind of a cold night to get hit like that. That's got to be not that much fun.
Well, they definitely sting. Worst place to catch it is right on the nose.
Well, that was more of an ear, so I guess he's probably a little happier about that. Pierce is going to really want to make the most out of this. He's got to. Pierce has a couple guys loosening up on the side here.
Newman.
Good ball in.
Stafford underneath the resulting ball.
Still keeping it out. Tacoma breaks. And it's 3-on-3 if they hurry.
Want to be DiCario. He lost out there.
He had the right idea, but well read by number 17 there, Hamlet. And Pierce gets a chance to reset. maybe not the choice that he really wanted to make there with that pass.
Ball back out wide. It's Whiting going right at Hamlet. Another cross in.
Well cleared. Hamlet got a foot on it, but now Fukushima's got it. They recycle it back out wide.
Corrado wanted the quick link in back to Torre.
Really dangerous. Torre's making a run. Corrado's looking. Would have been an exceptional pass, honestly, to hit it first time, but and get it exactly where you needed to get that. But
Beaufartigue. Filimonov, the return. Back out for Jarba. He's made things very difficult for Corrado, but now he's coming inside. Stafford. Early ball.
The overlap. Good step by Rodriguez.
Filimonov trying to poke it through. And on the half volley.
Alfaro, really, he hit that down on the volley, got as much of it as you want, unfortunately right at the Tacoma keeper.
Evan Brewer.
There we go.
Almost pleased that that shot came right at him. A couple inches to either side would have been trouble. Here's DiCario.
He still might be keeping it alive, still might be in. Nope.
De La Luz. Fukushima. Fukushima lets fly, and he'd like that one back.
It was an idea. He had a nice option outside there. Tacoma's winger's been really dangerous. He could have played that ball back in. Another low cross. They scored on one, and Hamlet had to be well positioned and alert to clear the second one there. Fukushima decided to try it himself.
And number 43, Luka Sesic.
Kazim Kunjui and Luka Sesic in now. One out of Anchorage, Alaska, one out of Croatia.
Oh, there you go.
Stafford working the 1-2. Beaufartigue. Kunjui.
Kunjui looking dangerous, quick. Can inject a little energy here, which, if you're Pierce, is probably not what you want to see.
Newman looking for Rodriguez.
You're in the final 10 minutes of the half. Pierce would like to get out of here and limit the damage at least.
This looks to be Whiting.
Whiting's been really effective driving on that side. Great ball across.
Unable to link up with Sesic.
Sesic was in a pretty good position. That ball was just maybe a little bit overhit.
Rodriguez hits that down for Jarba. Carries
Jarba
through a
goes
challenge.
through one tackle. Not the second, however.
Dave, interestingly enough, the fullbacks for Tacoma have inverted now. Corrado's on the right, Grant Cox is on the left. Meanwhile, here comes Whiting, loops it over the top. Kunjui beats the ball to the byline. Fukushima running inside.
Another low cross. That seems to be the thing that Tacoma's been most effective with. You know, is that low ball into the box. Up high, Pierce has plenty of size.
Here's Torre.
Probably a good. I can see why Jason would want to switch those backs. He's got number 4 out here, Grant Cox, matched up with Jerba, and he's got Corrado, who's really effective going forward. You know, against Alfaro, maybe feeling like he can push Alfaro back a little bit more easily than Jerba, who's a little more committed to staying high.
Beaufartigue. Sesic. At the far side for Kunjui. Pardon me, it's Whiting.
Whiting again.
Whiting,
Same
another low
thing,
ball. Greenleaf
low ball.
spills it.
Really, that's been their, you know, that's where they've gotten their joy, is finding Whiting on the side there. He's matched up against number 23, Jordan Newman for Pierce, and he's really had the beating of Newman all day. Here comes Jerba.
Past Sesic, going at Cox. Cox
did a great job, get a body in there and separate Jarba from the ball, but they almost gave it back. Now Fukushima. Fukushima's so smooth on the ball. I say right as Tacoma turns it over.
Stafford trying to go through for Rodriguez.
Didn't miss by much. But now Tacoma can come out the other side.
That was actually Boubacar Touré that dropped all the way back to the back line and overhit that ball.
He was excited.
38th minute. You can expect that we'll play probably at least 3 minutes of added time after the lengthy stoppage.
I'm always a little reluctant to think you'll get more than one out of a referee in the first half. But they certainly had a long enough stoppage. You hope they had 3.
Got a long ball downfield. Torre giving chase, as is Kinjui. Hamlet.
Hamlet was 1-on-2 there. He did a great job to get rid of that ball quickly because, honestly, if he'd taken a touch, he was in trouble. And there, referee lets that go.
That's Alfaro.
Alfaro just couldn't quite hit it. Jarba was in. He was running with nothing but fake grass between him and the goalkeeper. And if that ball gets through there, Cox cut that ball out, but I think he got a little bit caught. And now, not sure what's happening in the corner. I think they're tending. I think the Tacoma player slipped on the track there.
Boubacar Touré, took a spill. We've been talking about it all day. There's not a lot of space between the end of the turf and.
Well, you get on the apron. The apron of the turf is okay, but you go from the turf where your grip is pretty good to that wet concrete, and you can wipe out there, especially if you've got a little bit longer cleat.
Torre looks fit to continue.
Basically, the half just made another pretty big move or pretty big case for an extended stoppage time period. There's Fukushima coming off.
Cash Johnson is on for the Raiders. And for Tacoma, it's Alan Escalante.
Headed clear.
Grant Cox will take the throw-in. And it comes right back. A third throw-in now for Sesic. Tried to spin that one across.
Rodriguez is not going to get there first. That ball flashes across the face of the goal, but just skips out of bounds for a goal kick. Down the last 5 minutes of normal time here in the first half. Pierce really, the best chance they had was that cross by Alfaro that Cox cut out 30 yards from goal.
Raul Ramirez Salas pushes through. The flag is up for offside. Escalante, the man too far forward. Or forgive me, it was Cash Johnson.
I'm very confused by that call, that offsides call.
He certainly looked on from our perspective.
Well, I think there may have been somebody off on the line there, but Alfaro couldn't have. The guy making the run toward the ball couldn't have been offsides. He was running from 15 yards deep. Or at least I didn't think he was.
Sesic. Kinjui, Cruyff turned to get him in. Greenleaf spills it. Sesic, and a buck off the line. Jordan Newman coming up big at the far post.
And now Whiting gets to run at the defense again.
Whiting lifts in another ball. There. And Kinjui offside that time. Referee hasn't noticed it, and now he has.
Pierce riding their luck there. Field player gets in behind the goalkeeper, saves the ball off the line, keep it 1-0. Be a major victory for Pierce if they can get out of this half down 1-0. I don't think normally the team that's losing, they'll want a little stoppage time. I would think that Pierce will be more than happy to get out of here and would be thrilled to see very little stoppage time here.
Well, and already you've seen that the decision to switch the fullbacks is paying off big for Tacoma. Grant Cox is just making a meal of Joshua Jarba right now. He can't get any room to work.
Well, and he's been getting help from Sesic too. So now it's 1v2. I think Corrado was all by himself back there trying to go forward, had to recover to deal with Gerba. That was a much different situation. But yeah, that's definitely an adjustment. And I'm sure they were aware of what Gerba brings to the table, so I'm sure it was something they were ready for. Kind of going into the game. Another long ball.
Torre. Escalante. Looking for Whiting.
Really well-weighted ball. Keeper Greenleaf alertly off his line. That could have been trouble.
Johnson doing battle with Whiting.
And Whiting has just owned that side of the field today. He's been able to basically do whatever he wants. And his work rate's been really impressive. I mean, you're talking about here in the 43rd minute. And I mean, he's had the beating of that outside back all day, and then he gets back and he basically is preventing Alfaro from being real dangerous. Alfaro's had to like sneak inside, things like that.
Marco Santos setting things up that lead to the ball in. Collected by Evan Brewer.
It looks like Tacoma wouldn't mind going to halftime either right now. So he takes a deep breath and they're right back at it.
I think I need some practice.
Corrado just loses that ball out the far side. Classic case of he was looking upfield before he made sure he'd actually control the ball.
Yep, same thing you see in basketball. They're thinking about the next pass. Drop the current pass. Or if you're the Washington Wizards, just run the wrong way completely. It's a different thing.
At least you'll always have the Capitals. 45th minute.
After about 50 years of utter disappointment and fail. But yes.
Jarba trying to control that ball.
Jarba got to it.
Beulah.
Couldn't quite get the shot through, but seems like, I mean, basically he and Rodriguez are going to have to combine if Pierce is going to be able to come back here. That seems to be the ticket that they're going to have to try to punch. And Tacoma looks like they have the beating of it, but at 1-0, you only have to get ask Peninsula. You only have to get loose once, or even no times, and just sort of slide the ball in somehow.
That'll work too.
Oh, dangerous!
Meanwhile, here's Torre once more.
Oh, couldn't quite get his feet figured out before Pierce recovered there. But he got that ball in space. What, about 14 yards from the goal?
Handball called. We're in stoppage time.
Setsich didn't particularly appreciate that call. Pierce taking their time here. In first half stoppage time. The official's not looking at his watch or anything though, so we got a couple minutes, I would think.
Greenleaf, that ball bounces in.
Dangerous.
Corrado muscled off the ball, and Grant Cox clears it away from the scrum.
Good clear by Cox. That's where you get really, at least for me, you get a little bit confused. You know, the keeper runs right through two Pierce players and immediately tweet. The whistle blows. There, the Pierce striker just knocked over a defender in the box, pushed him over into the goalkeeper, and things rolling around the 6, and there's no whistle. I wonder if what if Pierce kicks that in? What do you do then? Do you call the foul and bring the goal back?
All I'll say is that refereeing is a difficult job, and I prefer broadcasting. There's Santos going forward. He's won the free kick.
Alex Whiting is the first thing that he hasn't done perfectly today, and he was looking at the official saying, I don't think I broke my streak there, to be totally honest. But he put him, so he was in a tough position to be defending. He was behind him. You're going to get that call every time pretty much. So chance for Pierce right at the end of the half to swing a ball into the far post. And they do.
Ball into Rodriguez. And Brewer just says, leave it. It's going out.
Yeah, Rodriguez is a pretty tall guy, but he needed another foot plus maybe a broom to put that one in the net. It was about the right height for a really tall lacrosse move.
Colton says, Gibula.
Referee looks at his watch there. This may be the last attack here. And it is.
So the first half ends Tacoma up 1-0 on the back of a Boubacar Torre goal assisted by Alex Whiting in the 36th. Back in the 30th. And,
right at the half-hour mark, right as Pierce was dealing with the fact that they lost one of their center backs before they had really time to bed in and get organized. Tacoma, a nice low cross from Whiting. He's done it all game. So far, he's been the difference out on that right flank, and sort of low crosses away from the keeper have made the difference.
Tacoma leads 1-0 at halftime. We'll take a break here on the NWAC Digital Network.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
Be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn & Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
We see you. Be your creative self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
We see you. Be your curious self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them, and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
Be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn & Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
We see you. Be your creative self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
We see you. Be your curious self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them, and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
We are back at Starfire Stadium and on the NWAC digital network. 45 minutes in the books. The Tacoma Titans leading 1-0 over the Pierce Raiders on the back of the Boubacar Toure goal right at the half-hour mark. Teams now retaking the field as we are just about set to go. Clark College in Vancouver, Washington is enrolling for winter quarter. Whether you want to advance your career, complete a degree, or earn your high school diploma, Clark College can help you reach your goals. Visit clark.edu to learn more. Dave Morris, welcome back into the booth. I'm Andrew Harvey. How are you here on the call in the second half? And you mentioned that Pierce was probably pretty happy just to get in, only down 1-0 at halftime.
Yeah,
what adjustments will you expect to see?
Well, I think the first thing is they're looking at their back line and hoping that that combination can hold. And then I think they're going to, I'm looking to see, and Rodriguez is starting up top for them. I'm not sure they have a lot of options that they can pull. I think they've kind of showed what they can do. They need Rodriguez, the big striker in the middle, to get a knockdown or win something and get it out to Jerba on the outside. That's going to be their thing, unless they can somehow play Jerba in, from sort of swing the ball in left to right. They, in the meantime, have to stay organized and not let Tacoma get a second goal, because frankly, the way the game's going right now, it looks like a second Tacoma goal would pretty much put this thing to bed. The other thing is, if I'm Pierce, what are you going to do differently to stop Whiting, I think it is, on the outside here for Tacoma, because he's had the run of the field, and they really haven't been able to deal with him very effectively. Jordan Newman's put up a valiant struggle over there, but he's outmatched, and I'm not sure that there's a good answer there. And it looks like the solution is they're going to run. Whiting's going to be able to take those guys on again this half. There's a cross.
That one's popped straight up. Sesic.
Sesic couldn't quite get there.
Another player bites the dust on the perimeter of the turf. Pardon me, that was not Sesic. That was Zach Eklund, the sophomore out of Curtis, who just checked in for the first time at the start of the second half here, and now we have another foul at midfield.
Jerba went for a ball along with one of the Tacoma players who came down really hard, and I think he's all right, but I think he got a shoulder or something as he was coming down.
Well, some quick fireworks to start the second half here.
Yeah, you're 2 minutes in, and you've already had a ball in behind the keeper, and definitely a little bit of a dangerous start for Tacoma. I mean, you'd think for Tacoma that Coach Jertson and company would really be looking at this and saying, hey, let's see if we can step up the pressure, get a second goal, knock this one to bed, get to play everybody, and really be tan rested and ready for Sunday. The flip side is if Pierce can just hang around and not allow that second goal as that game goes on, and they're thinking about, hey, we're trying to deliver the knockout blow here, they're going to open themselves up for a counter even though they're ahead one. And you know, Pierce clearly has a couple guys who can be dangerous on the counter.
Floated in by Grant Cox.
Greenleaf got a little bit undercut there, came down, no problems. He's had a terrific match, really. There was nothing he could do about the goal. The one time he kind of made a mistake, his defense bailed him out, and Hamlet saved the ball off the line. And there's Rodriguez coming back into the midfield to play it now Alfaro. This is what I think Pierce can do.
Santos. Stafford.
There's a little knockdown. Stafford just working hard, creating stuff.
And out for a goal kick. We'd like to thank the Red Lion, the official hotel of the Northwest Athletic Conference. With friendly service and unique local flair, Red Lion hotels get guests closer to main attractions and good times with full-service hotels and a wide variety of amenities. Discover your escape across the Red Lion family. Stafford. Boy.
I did not think that ball went out of bounds.
It really didn't look like it to me.
I thought Tacoma, well, you got the AR right on the line, but I thought the Tacoma player who was getting beat sort of bought that call. Good for him, I suppose. Now Fukushima's on it, facing up. Alfaro forces him back, but and Tacoma comes back out. They've got Cox still over on that left side. They're not gonna try to match up Corrado like they did in the first half.
Hernandez. Santos, but now it's wide for Whiting. Whiting, the early ball in, missed at the back post, but turned in. It's Eklund lurking in there, and Whiting once more so lethal from that near side.
Yeah, Whiting down the right side, a low cross right through the 6. Hard, no chance for the keeper. You got to hope a defender picks up a runner like that at the far post, and I think the defender took the near. He got stuck 1v2, and the second runner gets there and finishes it. We got 40 minutes to go, but and they just put the goal up for Pierce. So they'll have to fix that on the scoreboard. But to be fair, it's hard to see a way back for Pierce from 2-0 down, and has fixed it now. So plenty of time, but I think Pierce's problem is as they go forward is how do you limit the damage. But Cox, that whole thing started with Cox on the left side, cutting the ball in, and then eventually they get it.
Zach Eklund with the goal for DCC.
They get out wide. Here goes Whiting again.
Alex Whiting with the assist.
Now Corrado. Fighting off Santos.
Back to Cox.
And Stafford past midfield.
And back to Tacoma again. Right now, Tacoma really just wants to cycle the ball. Keep possession, kind of kill the game off, and they've got it made.
Fukushima. That'll be grabbed by Greenleaf.
Greenleaf, long outlet. Nobody's really in position to challenge that for Pierce, though. Tacoma plays out.
Beaufartigue. Conjui.
Oh, neat little flick. Beaufartigue looked for that little back heel. And they turned it over.
Stafford got a full head of steam trying to get down there against Corrado.
I think he got himself a corner.
Yes.
Well done. Hard work pays off.
I just heard someone yell ambulance in German. Not sure what that was about. Fukushima is being told he has to go off. He might be bleeding.
Yeah. Looks like maybe a bloody nose. But he's holding his face. I can't really tell. We're in the relatively well-appointed press box here at Starfire, the stadium field. But it means we're a little bit off the field. Yeah, looks like they're trying to staunch a nosebleed there.
And I believe it is Gilbert De La Luz who's checked in for Fukushima. Boy, if you ever wanted to have a cheap way to force a sub. No ball in, and just disappointing service for Pierce.
Yeah, Corrado won that ball. I think that's Corrado won that ball at the near post. So here's one ball. And
a lot of time and space for Eklund.
Well done, open space. Big play defensively from Filimonov for Pierce. Because he was 1v1, there was nobody else. He was on the island. Managed to make the play.
Rodriguez going through for Stafford.
Well done. Pierce, they have their moments where they go forward and they're able to combine. And you'd think they're going to continue to get those. The key for them is going to be just they have to be able to go forward without loosening up in the back.
De La Luz. Eklund. That's Jordan Newman.
They continue to work on Fukushima over there and trying to get him back on.
And it's a turnover for Kunjui. Now Eklund. Kunjui pokes it for De La Luz. Too much on that ball. Run takes him wide. Just loses his foot and trying to keep it in.
Really tried to do too much there, but Eklund gets in front, steals the ball back again.
Whiting stood up by Santos. Back for Kurata.
Santos had to atone for sort of a bad giveaway there. Stepped up and did it. Well done. And he's really the first Pierce player to stop Whiting. But Coach Helen Christie for Pierce just doesn't seem to be able to. I don't know that he has an adjustment. Whiting's in here. If they find him, they don't. And they just don't seem to have an adjustment available to do much to help try to stop Whiting in some way. And he's created 2 goals, and that just continues to be a really tough matchup on that side. Jordan Newman has really been left on his own to deal with Whiting, and I think he's going to need some help.
Beaufartigue.
Yeah, Greenleaf played that ball up, and it came right back at him.
De La Luz.
Santos a little disappointed on that one. De La Luz realized he was losing the challenge and just went to his knees. Tacoma looks like they're ready to just swing this into the far post.
That's where they head with it.
Yep, headed away.
Tight Hamlet that time. Carlos Rodriguez gives chase, but Beaufartigue, boy, just got cleaned out by Rodriguez after he knocked that ball away.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I mean, Rodriguez was going, full bore for that. Beaufartigue beat him to it. Just cleared it out of bounds, and I don't think Rodriguez had a lot of options besides bowling him over. I don't know what he could have done to avoid that at that point. It's a foul, and now Tacoma gets another chance to loft one in. Rodriguez sort of frustrated, saying that to the referee, like, what was I supposed to do? Well, if you're going to play where you can't control your body and somebody gets in front of you, you're going to foul.
Cox.
Terrific turn.
That's Sesic. Whiting. Just frustrated with himself there. He thought he had another good opportunity to set up a 3rd goal.
He really did. He just couldn't keep his footing. That's the second time somebody's gone down in that corner. We've had a fair amount of rain. The field's pretty slick, and I wonder if it's just a little extra slippery down there, particularly on that right side. Oh, Whiting's going to come off. And they're moving Michael Poe over to the right side. That may be the solution Pierce is looking for.
Just force Whiting off the field.
Whiting's going to have a tough time setting up a third goal if he's on the bench.
Grant Cox wants another home run ball. Tate Hamlet forced to play it out the far touchline.
Yeah, well done. And honestly, if you're Tacoma, that's great. Hamlet made a great play. You know, it was a nice ball. He has a player in that seam. Hamlet heads it out. Now you take a little time, you get everybody forward, throw it in, and they're in.
Might fall this time. The back heel. Blocked shot by Santos. And a second effort blocked. That one off the foot of Eklund.
Eklund's shot blocked, I think, by Santos. I mean, Pierce is defensively working really hard. They're competing. They're just up against, you know, really tough. Tacoma's able to get possession and be really dangerous. And that was a sweet little combination. 3 passes, a back heel. And give Pierce credit. I mean, they worked hard. That took 2 guys to collapse on that and block the shot. I mean, you'd think, hey, they're wide. They made that really great combination. They caught the defense flat-footed, and they couldn't finish it. Tacoma wasn't able to finish it because Pierce was working so hard. They've really done, I think, an admirable job. It's just, where are they going to come up with 2 goals?
This is Sesic. Floats that in. Headed back across the face of goal, and Michael Poe. Well, that would have been quite the cinematic finish.
He was coming at it, got all of it. Unfortunately for him, it was kind of an ankle ball about 10 feet over the top of the net. For Eklund, really unselfish play to head that back across the face of the goal like that. As that ball sailed over, I wonder if he was thinking, you know, I could have just headed that on goal and had a chance. Because he certainly timed his run and got himself up on top of that cross. It was really laid up perfectly. But here comes Alfaro and Pierce. He's got an overlap.
Advantage played by the referee. Stafford,
Great
the cross toward Rodriguez.
Rodriguez was sitting there. Tacoma's not out of danger yet. And now they are.
Grant Cox that managed to stay step for step with Carlos Rodriguez.
And Santos wins it. Newman tried to scoop that ball into Stafford's run. Couldn't quite do it. Rodriguez, yeah, it was a perfectly timed run on a great cross, and Tacoma had it really inch perfectly defended.
It falls through for Conjui. He takes a touch, and the touch was too much. It's a big pileup.
Still, referee's just letting them play. All right. Looks like that after that Conjui collision there, they're kind of counting, both of them are counting body parts, making sure they're still there.
That's Hernandez and Conjui both back to their feet. And
to be fair to the official, I don't know what you call there, but I'm a little surprised there wasn't a whistle.
Sure. It's one of those rare instances where, you know, so often anytime there's a pile of bodies inside the 18, you do see the referee just say, all right, well, let's stop play and we'll figure out what to call afterward.
Yeah, we're going to call this on the offense, let the defense clear it out. But what was it? Once again, tough ball in that time. Kind of got under Jordan Newman, and Tacoma was in again. Conjui with just a little bit of a long touch.
Sesic over toward Poe. Poe driven that ball. Eklund just lost his footing. It might still fall through. Conjui trying to turn here.
Yeah, Eklund fell over and it turned into a pretty good dummy for Conjui, but Pierce once again was able to recover with numbers, organize, and clear that ball out. And Poe sliding out wide again. That seems to really be the gap that Tacoma has been able to have some joy playing into.
Sesic.
Going in a different direction.
Through for Conjui. Oh, it's on the outside of the net.
Yeah, they've really had their pick of seams to play in. Sesic turned up. Conjui made a nice run, eliminated the outside back, just couldn't quite get his balance and get the thing on frame. But they continue to be really dangerous going forward. as we get past the half-hour mark now.
Walla Walla Community College athletes follow traditions of excellence in soccer, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball, golf, and rodeo. WWCC Warriors are proud to compete in the NWAC.
Someday, after a career in college athletics, I'm going to actually see collegiate rodeo. Not sure when. Not sure if it's a fall or a winter or a spring sport.
I kind of feel like that's the sort of sport you'd be able to do in any time of year, and that, well, probably the easiest call the referees had to make all night.
Yeah, that's a foul. Once again, Tacoma, long diagonal. Eklund was making that run, and the easy solution for Pierce was just to take him down. And they did it softly enough that there was no call, so. Tacoma gets another chance to swing a ball into the far post. This really hasn't been the thing that's been the most effective for them, but a great low ball skips in, gathered by Greenleaf. That was a dangerous ball across the face of the goal.
Alfaro just kind of had the ball hitch up on his feet as he was trying to open up the fuel line there.
Well, and you've got Tony Corrado just kind of waiting to pick his pocket. Alfaro forced him to hit it out of bounds, which was a reasonably good result for Pierce, but they turn it over again, and here comes Tacoma.
Fatigue, Conjui.
Oh, another back heel. They're just playing, right now, I mean, Tacoma's just playing so relaxed. They've had, 3 or 4 back heels. I would think, obviously I haven't seen I coached the women's team at Evergreen, haven't seen the men's team from Highline or Whatcom, but you would think that in the final they will not be relaxed enough to complete 3 or 4 back heels. But right now they're really having the run of the park as they complete their, 6th, 7th pass in a row, 8.
Well, they've been dominant in possession here in the second half, and it definitely does feel that Pierce is fading energy-wise a little bit in this match. Tacoma can afford to continue to bring on fresh bodies. They have the lead. If anything, it's to their benefit to continue to bring in fresh bodies like just now.
Yeah, and I think you're going to start to see, you're in the 65th minute, we get into that last 20 minutes, quarter hour, you're up a couple goals. It may be that you start to see Tacoma go a little bit deeper into their roster, give some guys some experience. And Pierce, the thing about Pierce is Tacoma can't completely take their feet off the gas. I mean, Pierce is in with a shout. They're dangerous. They've got, a couple guys who are goal scorers who they've created chances already and can continue to. As Jerba turns the ball over there, unfortunately for them. But Tacoma, now they're up 2-0. They're under no pressure to have to go forward. You've got Pierce. I mean, right now the ball's at the top of the 18, and they've got, 8 players behind the ball. Tacoma can afford to be really patient. And Poe, I think, earned a corner there, yeah.
Walla Walla Community College athletes follow traditions.
So their third corner of the game.
Volleyball, basketball,
first
baseball,
or second,
softball,
that the first of the half?
and rodeo.
First of the half by my count.
WWCC Warriors are proud to compete.
Looks like Joseph DiCarlo is going to take it.
I'm surprised they don't. Oh, yeah, they are thinking about a short corner, and Pierce came out.
Number 14, Joseph DiCarlo on the corner kick for TCC.
Eklund
forces a save in another corner. That was a good hit.
Yeah, very solid contact on that left foot.
Yeah, it was another corner where Pierce did a great job, won the first ball. Didn't kind of half cleared. It was the bits and pieces were sitting around. Now they played short, which I think was, that plays into Tacoma's strength, but they committed a foul there. But for Tacoma, I think against Pierce, you'd think they'd want to do more short corner things, try to combine and play it back and try to swing it. I mean, you don't have to lay the ball in there, and that's not their best matchup. I suppose also you don't want to show Highline and Whatcom anything.
Alex Greenleaf on the free kick.
In the final if you don't have to, so keep it pretty vanilla.
All right, Highline and Whatcom, the final semifinal scheduled for what has been a very enjoyable day of soccer down here at Starfire Stadium. That one's set to kick off in just about an hour as we're here in the 68th minute of this contest.
Well, it won't be kicking off in an hour. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that.
That's scheduled for an 8 o'clock start?
8 o'clock start. We'll start on time. Yeah. I'm looking at the clock and thinking about college four-year games where the clock counts
down, right. This might fight for Eklund.
Newman, well done by Newman. He came if he hadn't come across.
And now Sesic right into Greenleaf.
Greenleaf, you're talking about a keeper who's given up a couple of goals, and he's had a terrific game. Really, really been strong for Pierce. He's been somebody they can build around a little bit. 6'2" sophomore. And if this is his last game for Pierce, he can be really proud of the effort.
Santos appeals for handball.
Not going to get that, but it was a good run by Stafford. And Santos had a good game. I mean, he's continuing to work hard and create things. And DeCarlo.
Carlos, oh my word, what a goal.
Cox with the backflip there.
I think it's Michael Poe who actually got on the end of it.
Sorry, yeah.
The long hair. And the long hair came in handy. He powered that ball in.
Oh, yeah. Well-timed run. Perfect ball across from DeCarlo. Once again, driving in on the right side. Flipped it across. Hung that ball up perfectly for anybody to attack. Poe's the guy who gets there, drives it home. Greenleaf, no chance. And the competitive part of the afternoon or the evening is over.
Hang on.
3-0. Oh, are we having a conversation?
Entering the game for Pierce, number 25.
Assistant referee wants a word.
He's pointing kind of at the goalkeeper. What are we doing here?
I think we might see this waved off for offside.
No. No, it's they moved the goal actually. That ball went in hard enough, the goal moved.
Well, that's the exact opposite of something being waved off for offside.
Yeah, that was pretty emphatic. I've never seen anybody move a goal with a header. Maybe somebody bumped it afterwards. I don't care how hard you hit it out.
That seems possible to me.
I don't really see that. But, yeah, the goal must have slid on the turf. His turf is slick. But, yeah, and at 3-0, I think you'd start to see, you got to expect the Titans will be making sure some people get in the game. And
well, Alfaro brought down there. Carrata appeared to win the ball pretty cleanly.
Yeah, I think Carrata, he was looking at the official. I think he's right. If it's 2-0 or 1-0, that's not a foul. 3-0 probably is. Referee figures he can give Pierce a chance to swing one in here. And, in fact, you do have quite a bit of action on the Tacoma sideline here. Everybody's standing up, warming up. You'd think there'll be pretty substantial changes here with 20 minutes to go and a 3-0 lead with a game on Sunday for all the marbles, as it were.
Driven ball in. That one gets beyond, winds up looping over the goal.
Yeah, that
funky
was
deflection.
I think the goalkeeper went for it, and one of his defenders headed it and sort of skimmed it over the bar. Not really the optimal situation if you're a goalkeeper. You don't want that happening, but it was a good, Pierce, that was a great delivery. It was hard and low. They had a runner. Tacoma had two defenders on that run. Did a great job.
For Pierce.
Newman sent to the back post.
Ball punched clear. Somewhat awkwardly, but effectively, and goal kick. Alfaro was trying to kind of get that back in at the far post. Tacoma's got a lot of people warming up, but nobody's checked in yet. Cox steps up and wins that.
Grant Cox Throwing into Eklund. Move along the far side. This looks like De La Luz.
And De La Luz was just steaming through there. Couldn't quite control it in the end. It goes behind. And a substitution for Pierce. Alfaro comes off.
Now coming in for Pierce, number 12, Cash Johnson.
Cash Johnson, a freshman from Puyallup.
Sesic. Now Beaufartigue. Newman, a little bit of trouble with the control.
He did all right, won the ball. Found a teammate there in the midfield, Ramirez Salas. Salas had a good idea there. Pierce maintains possession. Now Tacoma, plenty of opportunity going forward. Rodriguez working hard there. Got back, won the ball. Now he's accelerating, hoping for a return pass. Pierce still working hard, down 3-0. As we get right into that last quarter hour.
Grant Cox draws the free kick.
He wasn't taking any chances. He went down, picked the ball up. He was going to make the referee call a handball if he didn't want to call that foul.
Sesic. The through ball there was looking for DiCarlo. Carrata came too hard. That Santos recovered well though, and now it's Carrata. He's got Poe to his right, DiCarlo to his left. Picks DiCarlo.
Yeah, 15 minutes to go. Tacoma has the ball, and they've got most of the Pierce team
Here's
behind the
De La
ball.
Luz.
And then De La Luz penetrates and gets a corner. Pierce didn't have an attacking player further forward than 40 yards out from their own goal. And Tacoma was able to find a seam and get in behind him.
Beaufartigue
Number 9,
heads for the
Gilbert
bench.
De La Luz on the corner kick for TCC.
Replaced by Alan Escalante. De La Luz goes far post.
Across.
DiCarlo was thinking on the volley.
That's such a tough maneuver technically to make, like a volley, ball coming across your body like that, trying to bring it back. He did a great job. DiCarlo created space for himself really well, just couldn't, I mean, that's a very tough move to execute.
Brewer getting a little cheeky with it, lets the ball run between his legs, picks it up and falls over.
We've just been informed it's number 14 for Tacoma is DiCarlo, not DiCarlo. So we have a typo here as referee blows the whistle and asks Michael Poe to calm down there.
Alex Greenleaf on the free kick for Pierce.
Pierce going to push numbers forward here.
Greenleaf's going to launch this ball long.
Driven effort, Rodriguez toward goal. Can't put it on frame.
Got himself up, got some power on the header. Substitution here. Up a goalie change for Tacoma. Brewer comes out.
Looks as though Hunter Bowman, sophomore out of Thomas Jefferson, has come in.
Number 1, Hunter Bowman.
Yep, there we go, and that's confirmed.
Sesich up toward Eklund, runs along for Poe. DiCarlo calling for it inside, but Poe keeps it, squares it. It's behind De La Luz. Sesich arrives to the ball in the far alley. Chops that one in, Poe is there.
Newman does a good job there. Go up and win it. But he can only clear it as far as, I think that's De La Luz, correct? No, as far as Escalante. Now Corrado's going to get the throw in.
Corrado fighting off Santos.
Beat Santos. Now he's got, his reward was to go 1-on-3. He did it. As that DiCarlo tried to play it right back out to him. They couldn't quite get the connection right, but they had the right idea. Because they had sucked the entire Pierce defense in, and Corrado was going to be in all kinds of space.
80th minute now. Titans fully in control, 3-0. Pierce have had some dangerous moments, but you have to say that the run of play is greatly favored Tacoma. Newman up towards Stafford.
They're trying to drive up that left side. Just couldn't quite connect.
Now substitutes for each side. Jarba's back on for Pierce, and we are seeing the introduction of Emmanuel Toby.
Emmanuel Toby.
And I think
coming in for Pierce, number 9, Joshua Jarba.
That looks like it.
He's saving goodbye to the entire back line there on the way out. Tacoma's sending a couple more players to come in on the next throw-in. As you'd expect, you'll see wholesale changes as they're in relatively comfortable command of the game here. Oh, no, they pulled a couple people back.
Alex Greenleaf on for the free kick for Pierce.
Brought down well by Alfaro.
Still not clear. Newman, that one lifted toward goal. Winds up over the crossbar.
Well hit outside of the boot. Bent it over. He had it up and had the right up and down over the keeper, but not quite enough down on the back end.
Pierce with a free kick.
Referee clearing out Tacoma, telling them not to waste time. The clock winds down inexorably. Long looping ball. Keeper can't corral it, but Tacoma clears it. There's DiCarlo finding Poe.
Up toward De La Luz. DiCarlo over the top. De La Luz is offside.
Pretty little passing combination. They didn't quite get the timing right, but now Pierce has a guy. Newman's cramping up. He's okay. It's a tough night for that. It's hard to get guys to drink enough so that they don't cramp, because you're running just as much as you run when it's 50, it's 80 degrees. you're not quite as thirsty. And then you raise the intensity level. It'd be tough.
Well, this is interesting. We've had a ball stay on the field, and on the turnover from the free kick, there won't be a chance to clear it out.
I see it in the corner. They're supposed to stop the game. You can't really play with 2 balls on the field.
And the assistant referee may have been a little bit quick on the offside flag there to make sure that the ball didn't get too close to the other one.
Yeah, they should have stopped play up there instead of had a drop ball or whatever. Good challenge, Rodriguez. Certainly still willing to do the work. They put Gerba back in and put him on the left side away from Cox. One of the Tacoma players is down. I think he's cramping up as well.
Centralia College is your college for associate degrees, bachelor's degrees, and job training. Apply now to get a jump on classes and financial aid. Application is easy and free. Visit www.centralia.edu.
We can probably expect more of that in the last 6 minutes or so. Find success at Pierce College. Selected as one of the top 10 best community colleges in the nation. Pierce College offers more than 60 programs of study. Get started today at one of the nation's premier community colleges. Online at www.pierce.ctc.edu. Pierce College. Possibilities realized.
Get started today at one of the nation's premier community colleges. Apply online at www.pierce.ctc.edu. Pierce College. Possibilities realized.
Santos to the near side for Newman. 86th minute now. Ahead to Jarba.
Jarba making that nice diagonal run. They play it in.
Cash Johnson for Newman. Newman's left-footed shot blocked that time.
Salas.
Just a mad scrum for the ball now.
They're going to call a corner. You got Newman stretching. You got a Tacoma kid down also. A little bit of a cramp. Down to 4 minutes of normal time. I'm assuming we're going to see
the NWAC would like to thank Boston for supplying the official game balls of the NWAC Championship. Boston is committed to developing
I'm not sure we get much argument from either team. It's cut a little bit short.
And is driven by what is right for athletes. Boston performed better.
But for Pierce, really kind of a breakthrough season for them, making the Final Four. Third place team in the West makes it to the top 4 in the whole circuit.
This one might fall onside. Here's DiCarlo.
DiCarlo 1v1.
Filimonovic, De La Luz making the run inside. Calls his own number, blocked by Greenleaf.
Greenleaf with the skate save there. Got his foot on it. Tacoma just moving the ball against a really tired and I suppose somewhat defeated Pierce team.
Oh, that one goes toward goal.
A little fortunate not to give up an own goal. Newman, I'll tell you, Newman got forward out of left back spot, had the best chance, received the ball in the box, turned, had probably Pierce's best chance to score. Recovered all the way back to that left back spot in the 87th, 88th minute. Good for him.
Certainly there's been no quit out of this Pierce team. Still fighting here in the 88th.
Oh, yeah, no, been a terrific effort, and they've been able to create some positive things. Hopefully this gives them something to build on going into next year. I mean, making the Final Four. That can't hurt. Here they come. Tacoma, you'd think would be content to recycle the ball here, but...
Whiting back in the match. Whiting dancing his way inside. He goes down.
And a penalty. Yep, taken down from dead behind. Yeah, really the only thing that has worked to stop Whiting today is
fouling him.
Well, Jason Premina's taking him out for a rest. That was the 1 minute he wasn't really effective. And now Whiting's going to step up for his own, take the penalty that he earned.
He's already notched an assist today. Can he add a goal to it?
Yeah, I think he had an assist on the
Number
first
7,
two.
You're right.
Whiting on the penalty kick.
Both the Eklund and Torre. Whiting, fast run up, powers it to the low and right side, and he scores. It's 4-0.
By Alex Whiting.
And that matches the previous scores for these guys, doesn't it? They beat Pearson.
We would like to thank the Red Lions, the official hotel of the Northwest Athletic Conference, with
beat them
friendly service and
3-0
unique
October
local flair.
27th, so just
The
before
Red Lion
Halloween.
hotels get guests closer to main attractions and good times.
6-1
with
on
full
October
service
11th.
hotels and a wide variety of amenities. Discover your escape across the Red Lion family.
So pretty consistent, really. 3-4 now. That's got to be tough playing the same team 3 times or 4 times in the season.
Undoubtedly.
I'm a little spoiled at our level. If you're playing somebody twice, that's kind of a big deal. I can't imagine the only way to play somebody a 3rd time is if you had somebody next door, so you'd scrimmage them and then you play them in the regular season and again in the playoffs kind of thing.
Jordan Newman's drawing a free kick, quickly restarted to Jarba.
In Tacoma, if they're smart, just get away from the ball. You're up 4-0. The guy blew the whistle. Just get away from the ball. There's literally nothing Pierce can do that's dangerous right now in terms of winning the game. You're in the 90th minute. What you don't want to do is get a card or have some kind of altercation that's going to put somebody in trouble for the next game.
Well, everyone going to head forward. Greenleaf drives that one in.
Nice ball in, easily handled.
And the keeper.
Game time is now being kept on the field by the referee.
Hunter Bowman, rather. Some of his teammates were saying, "Hey, their keeper is out. Let's go for it." And Bowman said, "No, we're not going to do that."
Yeah, Tacoma definitely, they're feeling a 5th one here. And of course, Pierce is trying to get forward, get one. They're feeling it a little bit, so now they're buzzing around. And deep into stoppage time now. Pierce gets a throw. Referee looks at his watch. You'd think he'd see something like, hey, this game is over, and blow the whistle here fairly quickly, but.
And certainly, this one would play exactly the amount of stoppage time the referee has allocated and not a second more.
No.
Jarba going in toward
back.
goal, and
it's
hey!
in. And there's Pierce getting a goal back.
Goal Springs. 2, College Springs for Pierce.
About 16 yards out on the right side.
Joshua Jarba.
And
that's a pretty goal.
Hunter Bowman had no chance there. There was nothing to be done but fish it out of the back of the net.
Powered in.
And we get a little further into stoppage time here.
Referee just checked his watch.
Yeah, Pierce breaks up the shutout. You'd think there'll be one more attack, and then that'll pretty much be it. But they may let it go a little bit. And Pierce showing what we really thought all day, which is if they got loose in the box, they're a dangerous team. Tacoma had to stay alert, and in the end, a relatively smooth ride into the final for the Titans.
Colin Springs does a little to salvage the Raiders' honor at the end there in stoppage time with a beautiful goal to make it 4-1. But the Tacoma Titans are bound for the NWAC championship on Sunday. And Dave, it's been another high-intensity game.
Yep, a lot of fun. Big game.
Sunday
Now,
at 4 p.m. right here at Starfire Stadium
Thunderbirds
for
and
the
the
NWAC
Whatcom
Championship.
Orcas in the next semifinal. Whatcom sort of carrying the hopes and dreams of 3/4 of the NWAC, the only non-West Division team in the Final Four, and we'll see if they can make the final a little bit more diverse.
Well, certainly the man of the match has to be Alex Whiting. A goal,
Absolutely.
2 assists, just rampage down the right side.
Yeah,
for the
you're waiting
Titans.
for the fans to start singing about him. You know, he does what he wants over on the right side. Well done, and we'll see him again on Sunday.
Absolutely. Well, we'll take a break here. When we return, we'll have one or two players from the Tacoma Titans team for a post-game interview. But again, your final score, Tacoma Titans 4, Pierce Raiders 1. Don't go away. Our post-game coverage continues next on the NWAC Digital Network.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quade?
See ya!
Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
We're back on the NWAC Digital Network postgame show, joined by two players from the winning team, the Tacoma Titans, Johnny Gibula and Alex Whiting, who pulled off a big 4-1 victory here in the semifinals against Pierce. Johnny, right off the bat, this was a very dominant performance for your team. You completed a sweep, as it were, 4 wins this season against Pierce. What is it about this match and this team that was able to get that done today?
Just like the community and the team bonding we've been doing, and just like the love and care that we've been like through our practices. We've just been fighting for each other, and that's basically it. We just work hard as a unit.
Alex Whiting, a goal, 2 assists for you on the night. Did you just kind of have a feeling early on that you were going to have a productive evening out there on the right side? And when did things really feel like they opened up for you?
I've had a lot of success against this outside back in this team, and we've just known their strengths and weaknesses as a team, and we knew what to do to get in behind them, and I guess we just did that, and I mean, it was a good night.
Johnny, plenty of contributors from the depth portions of your roster. You guys got up kind of early on in that second half and were able to rotate some legs. Yes. How important is that going to be going into the final on Sunday?
I would say it's very important because of the long season, how many games we've played. Having a bench of that quality, it's really important, very crucial.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Alex, ultimately, friends, family, who was out there watching in the stands for you tonight? Who are you most excited to put that performance on for?
Just my mom and my dad, really. I mean, my friends came, but mostly just my mom and my dad.
All right. Well, gentlemen, congratulations. Best of luck in the final on Sunday. Once again, your final score, Titans 4, Raiders 1. That'll do it for our first semifinal. Stay tuned. Our last match of the evening will be next on the NWAC Digital Network.